Welcome back. Now, nutrition on a multi-day trip can be the difference between getting through another 10-hour day on the bike, bonk-free, and finding yourself roadside asking yourself the tough questions. As part of this week's video, I'm going to share with you my 4 favorite items that can be purchased while out on the road to ensure you remain well-fueled and bonk-free. Now, I recently returned from a 5-day, 1,250 kilometer bikepacking trip through France and into Belgium for Paris-Roubaix. It was good fun. And while I've been doing this kind of thing for a while now, it never ceases to amaze me just how much I learn about myself on each and every trip. For trips such as this, where space is valuable and weather's forecast to be cold, there's only limited room for packing your dedicated sports nutrition products. That, and the fact we can't survive on rocket fuel for multiple days straight, means it's important to dial in what you're buying on the road, be it from the gas station, the bakery, or the supermarket at the end of the day. I thought I'd put together a short piece on what I buy while out on the road to help you guys when it comes to multi-day nutrition. As a preface, I generally aim to take 4 or 5 goo products with me for use each day as emergency fuel. And so for this last 5-day trip, I took 20 items with me. A mix of Roctane gels, energy chews, and Stroop waffles, my rocket fuel of choice. These items are used in emergencies when I know there's a big climb coming up, or I find I'm battling into a stiff headwind. They also come in handy when I'm just pretty low on energy and need that instant pick-me-up. There's a reason these products are used as performance sports supplements, and that's because they work. That being said, for the rest of the time I'm on the bike, I eat things that I've bought along the way. So when I go into the supermarket or gas station and I'm looking for fuel, what exactly am I looking for? Quite honestly, I tend to look for the highest energy foods my money can buy. How many carbs per 100 grams, and how many calories are in each serve. The more, the better. When I'm at home and I'm not burning 8,000 calories a day, I'm pretty careful around what I eat and making sure it's a healthy choice. But this philosophy goes out the window when I'm on a multi-day trip because A, I'm burning more calories than I can actually consume, and B, I understand how much more important it is to adequately resupply energy sources than it is to consume wholesome, healthy foods. Your body goes into survival mode and you need to feed the engine. Remember, there's a time and a place for everything. So, number 1 is Snickers. They're a personal favorite of mine. The mix of salty, sugary goodness is great for morale and for the fuel tank. And in addition, the inclusion of nuts means that they're slower to digest and better suited for these longer, lower intensity days. Plus, if it's hot, they seem to hold together better than something like a Mars bar in that they don't really melt. Now on this last trip to Belgium, I kid you not, I ate 10 Snickers on day 3 because the shops were closed for Easter Sunday and I couldn't resupply en route. I got through the day, 250 kilometers and 3,000 meters of vert, and lived to ride another few days. Number 2 is salted nuts. The salt aids in helping to rehydrate if consumed with adequate amounts of fluid. And again, the fatty makeup of the nuts makes it a more prolonged source of energy. It also breaks up that constant carb fueling, which after a day or 2 can lead to our bodies craving something completely different. So what about if you're looking for that faster release energy? That brings me to number 3, lollies. But I personally save lollies as more of an emergency for if I bonk or I need to go really deep. What I found is that consuming lots of lollies on multi-day trips leaves me with mouth ulcers and multiple glucose spikes, which isn't great for sustained efforts. Now, as far as the hydration goes, this leads me to number 4, which is fruit juice. I often migrate towards a 2-liter bottle of mango juice as my hydration of choice because it's full of sugar and easy on the stomach. Midway through the day, if I do stop at a gas station, I might also grab a chopped milk or an iced coffee because I crave dairy. The longer the trip, the more of a fat-burning state your body will go into. And if you're anything like me, you'll find that you crave higher fat foods like the milk, the butter, the cheese, and the nuts. I'm also a big advocate of Coke. Nothing beats a cold can of full-strength Coca-Cola on a hot day when you just need that pick-me-up midway through the afternoon. So there's a couple of basic tips that might help you get through that next multi-day trip feeling a little more energized than normal. One thing I do want to add here is that at the end of the day, rehydration is really important. The goo hydration tabs take up close to 0 space, and so these are non-negotiable whenever I go on a long trip. 2 tabs and a glass of water at the end of the day, and I feel 10 times better the following morning. Wishing you guys all the best for that next adventure. Stay fueled and hydrated, and I'll see you soon.